Look, I know you're hurting right now. Maybe you're reeling from a devastating breakup or a brutal career setback, or maybe the weight of the world's cruelties has you questioning everything. But here's the hard truth. Feeling bad is inevitable in this life. Negative emotions like sadness, anger, and hopelessness are going to come knocking, whether you like it or not. The real question is, what are you going to do when they show up uninvited? You can try to numb the pain with destructive habits or toxic relationships. You can wallow in self-pity and wait for someone to swoop in and save you. But spoiler alert, that rescue ain't coming. The hardest part is realizing you only got you and no one is going to save you but yourself. Or you can choose the path of radical self-love, self-care, and surrender. You can start focusing on love, happiness, and feeling fulfilled, as if you already have everything you've ever wanted. Because here's another truth bomb. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. When you vibe high and focus on gratitude instead of lack, you become a powerful source of energy that magnetizes your deepest desires. It won't be easy, trust me. As the saying goes, nothing takes more patience than trying to heal yourself. You'll have to confront harsh realities like, I'm hurt because I'm not the one standing up for me. You'll have to let go of what's keeping you stagnant, even if it stings to lose it. But if you can embrace the journey of self-love, self-care, and surrender to a higher power, you'll realize that you already have everything you've ever wanted. It's been inside you all along, just waiting to be unlocked. So if you're feeling bad right now, don't run from it. Lean in, do the work, and watch as your life transforms. Your healing is waiting. Chapter 1. Understanding the root cause. We've all been there, drowning in that soul-crushing wave of negativity when life deals you a brutal blow. The pain cuts deep, leaving you feeling utterly alone and convinced that the entire universe is conspiring against you. In those dark moments, it's so tempting to just surrender to the misery and wallow in self-pity. But here's the raw truth. That defeatist voice in your head is nothing but a lying son of a bitch. Sure, it masquerades as your protector, whispering convincing tales of how you're just not good enough, how you're destined to fail, how the world is an inherently cruel place, but really, it's just a broken record on repeat, playing the same sad tunes over and over again. The hardest part is realizing you only got you, and no one is going to save you from this nightmarish cycle of negativity. It's on you to fight back. The first step? Understanding that your negative emotions, as overpowering as they feel, are merely the tip of the iceberg. Lurking beneath the surface are the true root causes, deep-seated fears, traumas, and distorted beliefs about yourself that have been festering for years, maybe even decades. Whether it's imposter syndrome from years of being told you're not good enough, or residual trust issues from a past betrayal, these underlying demons are the real puppet masters pulling the strings of your misery. But here's the liberating truth. Once you shine a light on those root causes and confront them head on, you'll finally be able to cut the strings and break free. It won't be easy, of course. Dismantling years of negative programming and confronting your darkest demons is one of the hardest psychological battles you'll ever fight. But trust me, it's a fight worth waging because the payoff is nothing short of life-changing. By identifying and addressing those deep-rooted issues, you'll find that the world around you starts to shift in miraculous ways. Opportunities you once thought were pipe dreams will start materializing. Toxic relationships will either be repaired or finally released. And most importantly, that hateful inner voice will lose its power, making way for an unshakable sense of self-worth and inner peace. The path won't be easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is. Embrace the struggle, dig deep to identify your root causes, and prepare to do battle with your demons. Because once you emerge victorious, you'll be equipped with the single most powerful weapon there is, the ability to never again be a prisoner of your own negative emotions. The choice is yours. Stay shackled to your misery, or fight for the life of freedom and fulfillment you deserve. Chapter 2. Embracing negative emotions. We all know that soul-crushing moment when the tidal wave of negativity hits, leaving you gasping for air amidst the swirling vortex of anger, jealousy, sadness, and a million other unpleasant emotions. In times like those, our knee-jerk reaction is usually to slap on a fake smile and barrel through, pretending those fiery feelings don't exist. But here's the brutal truth. Trying to suppress or ignore your negative emotions is essentially signing them a backstage pass to wreak havoc on your psyche. I know. The idea of actually leaning into that messy miasma of hurt, rage, and envy sounds about as appealing as willingly guzzling a gallon of spoiled milk. We've been conditioned from birth to put on our big kid pants, suck it up, and strangle those unruly emotional beasts until they stop breathing. But here's the thing. Trying to repress or numb yourself to the full depth of your emotional experience is like trying to smother a raging wildfire with a threadbare blanket. You might be able to contain it for a little while, but eventually that sucker is going to burst through with catastrophic consequences. The hard truth is that emotions like anger, jealousy, and sadness aren't inherently good or bad. They're simply flashing neon signs, pointing us towards our deepest desires, unmet needs, and areas of lack. Anger might be a primal scream, signaling that a boundary has been crossed, or that you're not receiving the respect you deserve. Jealousy could be the manifestation of a fear of loss or a soul-deep craving for more intimacy. And sadness? Well, that's often just the heart's way of grieving something precious that's been stripped away. By allowing ourselves to truly feel and process those emotions, to dive headfirst into the deep end of our emotional experience, we gain access to an invaluable stream of self-knowledge and wisdom. Those intense feelings become guides, illuminating the paths we need to walk to become more fully realized versions of ourselves. It's only when we try to stifle, numb, or ignore them that they morph into toxic, destructive forces. Look, I get it. Embracing the full, uncensored spectrum of your emotional reality is no walk in the park. It takes an incredible amount of courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to be radically honest with yourself. But here's the thing. The alternative is far, far worse. By numbing yourself to the richness of your emotional experience, you're essentially giving up a vital part of your humanity. You're cutting yourself off from a profound wellspring of growth, healing, and transformation. The path to true freedom, fulfillment, and becoming an energetic match for your deepest desires lies in developing the ability to make space for all of your feelings, even the messy, uncomfortable, socially unacceptable ones. It's about recognizing that emotions like anger, jealousy, and sadness aren't flaws to be corrected, but rather sacred gateways into the deepest layers of your soul. So the next time you find yourself gripped by that overwhelming tsunami of negativity, don't run from it or numb yourself to it. Lean into it, explore it. Ask yourself what it's trying to tell you about your unmet needs, your boundaries, your fears, and deepest longings. Because only then can you alchemize those intense feelings into the fuel that will propel you towards your most authentic, joyful, and empowered existence. Remember, you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. So focus on love, focus on happiness, focus on feeling fulfilled and like you already have everything you've ever wanted. Focus on gratitude. You are a powerful source of energy. When you do this, you will get what you want because you are in alignment and focusing on all you have instead of lack. Just know you have everything you've ever wanted. It's already yours. Be joyful. Chapter 3. Releasing stagnant energy and embracing change. Have you ever felt like you were just trudging through life, stuck in a soul-sucking rut with no end in sight? That nagging sense that something is deeply off, yet you can't quite put your finger on what it is or why you feel so damn stagnant. Maybe your relationships have hit a plateau of complacent boredom. Maybe your career feels like Groundhog Day on repeat. Or maybe you've just lost that vital spark of passion and purpose that once set your soul on fire. In moments like those, it's so easy to slip into a defeatist mindset and resign yourself to a life of bland monotony. But here's the hard truth. That feeling of being utterly stuck, it's actually your soul's primal scream, begging you to wake up and initiate some serious life changes. I know, the idea of shaking things up and embracing change can feel about as appealing as guzzling a gallon of curdled milk. We humans are creatures of habit, and there's a certain comfort in the known, even if it's slowly suffocating our spirits. But here's the thing, trying to cling to the status quo when your soul is craving growth and expansion is essentially giving stagnation a premium parking spot in your life's driveway. It's like voluntarily signing up for a prison sentence of mediocrity and unfulfilled potential. The reality is that those feelings of being stuck or triggered by the world around you are often just signs that stagnant energy is being released to make way for something new and vibrant. It's the universe's way of ringing the wake-up bell, letting you know that the old patterns, beliefs, and circumstances that once served you have run their course. And just like the metamorphosis a caterpillar undergoes to become a butterfly, this process of shedding your old skin can feel uncomfortable, even downright painful at times. But here's the thing, those rude awakenings, as difficult as they may be, are actually paving the way for your biggest growth and transformation. It's all part of the law of polarity, the principle that states that for every positive force in the universe, there is an opposing negative. Light cannot exist without darkness. Joy cannot be fully experienced without sorrow. And in order to manifest the life you truly desire, you must first release the energy that's been holding you back. As the saying goes, but sometimes you need to lose things because those things keep you stagnant. Look, I get it. Letting go of what's familiar and leaning into change can be a daunting prospect. It takes courage, resilience, and an unwavering belief in your ability to not just survive, but thrive amidst the chaos of transformation. But here's the thing. The alternative is far worse. By clinging to the status quo, you're essentially resigning yourself to a life of mediocrity, of playing small and settling for far less than you're truly capable of. The path to a life of profound fulfillment, joy, and becoming an energetic match for your deepest desires lies in developing the ability to embrace change as a vital part of your growth journey. It's about recognizing that those moments of feeling utterly triggered or stuck are actually sacred portals, ushering you into a new phase of your evolution. It's about having the self-awareness to identify the areas where stagnant energy has taken root, and the bravery to uproot it and clear space for new growth. So the next time you find yourself gripped by that soul-sucking feeling of stagnation, don't resist it or try to numb yourself to it. Lean into it, explore it. Ask yourself what it's trying to tell you about the areas of your life that are craving renewal and rebirth, because only then can you harness the power of change to create the rich, fulfilling, soul-satisfying existence you deserve. Remember, you are a powerful source of energy, and your world will inevitably rearrange itself as you manifest something new. So embrace the rude awakenings, the growing pains, and the shedding of your old skin. It's all part of the beautiful, messy, awe-inspiring process of becoming your most authentic, radiant self. Chapter 4, Self-Care, Divine Intervention, and Self-Love. Let's be real. Life can hit you with some serious gut punches that leave you feeling utterly defeated and alone. Maybe you're reeling from a devastating breakup that shattered your heart into a million pieces. Maybe you poured your blood, sweat, and tears into a job or project, only to get unceremoniously tossed aside like yesterday's trash. Or maybe the weight of the world's cruelties and injustices has you questioning whether there's any light left in this cold, unforgiving universe. In moments like those, it's so tempting to just surrender to the darkness, to start spiraling down that endless cycle of negativity, self-loathing, and despair. But here's the hard truth. That path leads nowhere good. It's a soul-sucking sinkhole that will only breed more pain, more misery, and a life half-lived. Now I know what you're thinking. Gee, thanks for the pep talk, Negative Nancy. But hear me out, because this isn't just another round of empty platitudes or toxic positivity. This is the real deal, the hard-won wisdom that comes from someone who's been knocked down more times than they can count, but has always managed to get back up again. And you know what's gotten me through those darkest of times? A few simple truths that, once you truly embrace them, can be absolute game changers. First up, let's talk about self-care. I know. It's become such a buzzword these days that it's easy to roll your eyes and dismiss it as just another fleeting trend. But here's the thing, taking the time to truly nurture and care for yourself, whether that's through exercise, meditation, or simply doing something that brings you joy, isn't just a luxury, it's an absolute necessity. Because when you're running on empty, when you're depleted and drained, that's when you're most vulnerable to those negative thought patterns and destructive behaviors that can send you spiraling even further down the rabbit hole. Self-care is like hitting the reset button on your soul, giving you the chance to refill your cup and show up for yourself in a way that maybe no one else can or will. But self-care alone isn't enough. You've also got to cultivate a deep sense of self-worth and self-love. And I'm not just talking about the superficial, I'm a badass and the world better watch out kind of self-love. I'm talking about the real deal, the kind that comes from truly knowing your value, flaws and all, and refusing to let anyone or anything diminish that. As the saying goes, I'm hurt because I'm not the one standing up for me. When you've got that unshakable foundation of self-love, those negative voices and external circumstances lose their power over you. You start to realize that other people's inability to see your worth doesn't mean you have to go out and devalue yourself too. Your self-worth becomes an inner sanctuary, a safe haven that no one can touch or take away. Now here's where things get really juicy. Divine intervention and surrendering to a higher power. I know, for some of you that might sound a little too woo-woo for your liking, but hear me out, because this isn't about blindly following some dogmatic religion or belief system. It's about tapping into the profound wisdom and peace that comes from recognizing that there are forces at work in this universe that are far greater than any one of us could ever comprehend. Call it God, the universe, the grand cosmic mystery, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you open yourself up to the possibility that there's a higher intelligence, a greater plan unfolding that our limited human minds can't always grasp. When you truly surrender your problems, your fears, your doubts to that higher power, something incredible happens. You start to let go of that desperate need to control every little thing, and you open yourself up to the infinite possibilities and blessings that are waiting for you, often in the most unexpected of places. It's like finally allowing yourself to take a deep cleansing breath after holding it in for far too long. And here's the kicker. When you combine that sense of surrender with a deep well of self-love and a commitment to self-care, you become damn near unstoppable, because you're no longer just white-knuckling your way through life, clinging to negativity and self-destructive patterns out of fear or habit. Instead, you're operating from a place of trust, of knowing that no matter what curveballs life throws your way, you've got the inner strength, the divine support, and the self-compassion to not just survive, but to thrive. So, the next time you find yourself in the depths of despair, feeling like the world is crashing down around you, remember these truths. Nurture yourself with the tender, loving care you deserve. Cultivate that unshakable sense of self-worth and self-love, and surrender your burdens to a higher power, trusting that you will not lose anything or anyone that is truly meant for you. Because when you do, you'll find that even in your darkest moments, there are blessings and miracles waiting to unfold if only you're open to receiving them. And above all else, never forget, you are worthy, you are loved, and you have an infinite well of strength and resilience within you, just waiting to be tapped into. Look, I get it. Doing the inner work to heal your pain and live authentically is no walk in the park. It takes courage, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to self-love. But here's the thing, the alternative is far worse, staying stuck, numbing out, and settling for a life of mediocrity and misery. So, it's time to make a choice. Keep hitting the spiritual snooze button, or wake up and start living the life you deserve. Nurture yourself, know your worth, and surrender to a higher power. Because when you do, blessings and miracles will unfold in the most unexpected ways. The path won't be easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is. Embrace the struggle, dig deep, and get ready to become the radiant, unstoppable force you were born to be. Your power is waiting. All you have to do is claim it.